Okay, hey everybody, Tekking here. Okay, so I just thought I'd make a quick video about this because if you're a fan of Doctor Who, you know what today is. It's a big day that will live on in the annals of Doctor Who history for all time, or until the show gets canceled in like the year 10 billion, I don't freaking know. So anyway, today is the day that the 12th Doctor will be announced on both BBC and the BBC America. They're actually simulcasting the same event, which is called The Next Doctor, on both time zones. So I think it'll air at like 7 p.m. tonight in the UK and 2 p.m. in the afternoon here in America, which it's only 10:30 here right now, so gonna get some time. So what I was gonna do, I was gonna make a video just quickly discussing, you know, the thoughts. I wrote down 3 people who are considered for the role that I've been just finding on the internet, because of course you're gonna find a bunch of rumors and everything. But one thing I just said, like the event they're calling it The Next Doctor. Like that's what the event is, where they're gonna be revealing the 12th Doctor. I'm thinking, damn, you know. Now that I've seen Dave Morrissey on The Walking Dead, it's just been reaffirmed to me just like how good this actor is, in terms of just because in The Next Doctor in the TV show he was very likable, he was very kind of a kind-hearted person, and then you get the governor in The Walking Dead, so I'm just like, he would have been an awesome Doctor, because you could just think like he could be kind and considerate, then 1 second, like when someone pisses us off, he turns into the governor from The Walking Dead. So it's probably not going to be Dave Morrissey. That would have been awesome though. So anyway, instead we're going to have 3 different people, and I will make another video probably after the announcement has been made, and I'll talk about, you know, maybe it's not even somebody on this list, but these are just the people I found just off on the internet, just searching. So the first person is Daniel Rigby. And Daniel Rigby, of course, most of these people, in fact all of them, are probably going to be, you know, actors that are over in the UK, because that's the whole, you know, basis of the show. And I'm not from the UK, so I'm not going to have an extensive knowledge on a lot of these people, so I had to go and do a little bit of research. So Daniel Rigby, though, he's basically more of a stage actor than anything else. Looking up on his like IMDb and everything, he has he has some works in film and television, but stage is a big thing. And of course, other Doctor Who actors have been in stage. David Tennant has been a stage actor before, so that's the real basics for him right now. I think these are the big people on Twitter that they were talking about: Daniel Rigby and Misha Collins, who's also on the list. Basically, the deal was with Daniel, though, I think there was like a scheduling conflict where he was supposed to appear somewhere either today or tomorrow, and that issue was canceled. So is that an indication he's going to be the 12th Doctor? I don't know, but he looks like a very good choice. Next is Misha Collins. He was on Supernatural, great show, Supernatural. He also has more of a comedy element to him, and you know, more into like in touch with a fandom of that particular show, and like fandom in general. So I mean, he would be pretty good, because of course, you know, to be the Doctor you have to have a serious side to yourself, but you also have to have lighthearted. You just can't stay serious all the time. You have to have a very wide rate of emotions, actually, and it's kind of difficult getting somebody who can do that, who can be someone who could be genuinely kind of lighthearted and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun, but also be very serious. And when he gets serious, you can believe it. You can believe he's just not, you know, throwing a temper tantrum, essentially. He has like both ends of the spectrum, and that's kind of hard to get. It's something that some people might get mad at me. It's something that I always thought Matt never really got a hold of completely. And this is going to sound really, and because everyone's like, whenever you basically say anything negative about any of the Doctors, you're going to get some backlash. But Matt was more for the first element, where he was very, you know, very for comedy's aspect and just being a nice guy. And whenever he did have to get angry or yell, it just seemed like he was doing his same voice, just a little louder. And I never really believed, except for like maybe 1 or 2 occurrences. One of which was in The Beast Below, the 2nd episode in the 5th series, where he talks about the whole issue with the Sky Whale to Amy and everything. He's like nobody human has anything to say to me today. That's like the one time in the series that I really genuinely believed in his anger. I mean, other times was effective, just not as effective as that. One moment. Like if I was going to put like a top 10 moments, that would probably be at like one of the top 3. So yeah, Matt Smith didn't really ever grasp that really well. David Tennant did it well enough. Christopher Eccleston did it really good. especially just his doctor, I think, was more geared toward that, because his doctor was more dealing with the stress of after the Time War and everything, so he was like the first one after that, so that would be more of a big impact there. So, right, but it's always good to have a wide range of spectrum. So the last person on the list is actually the first person, after I was made aware of this event, the Next Doctor, I was made aware of this on a live stream, and I forget the person who brought it up, so I apologize. Shout out to whoever let me know about this on my live stream 2 nights ago. It's Peter Capade. Sorry, pronouncing that wrong. He is obviously, he was not the first person I would have thought of to be the Doctor. He appeared in The Fires of Pompeii as Cassius. He was the person that was like the head of the household, and Doctor saved him at the end of the episode and everything. And I really liked him in that episode. Like, that's one of my favorite scenes from Series 4, was after the Doctor saves his family and they are witnessing, oh, spoilers, and they are witnessing the fall of Pompeii from this hillside. He has this really good, like, monologue speech where he doesn't say anything. Like, the Doctor's explaining himself to all of his family members, and Cassius is not even, he's just looking at this destruction, and he does this really good monologue. It's like, the great god Vulcan must be enraged. He says enraged so well. So, I really like that character. Not the person I would have thought he would be the Doctor. Maybe because, though, just for this is going to sound prejudiced, he's a little bit older. And I know there's been older Doctors before, you know, like David and Chris were like in, I know David was in his 30s, I'm not sure how old Chris was, I want to say he was in his late 30s, early 40s maybe. But ever since the Revive series, it's very clear, like, well, very clear in television in general, that they really want a younger, more, you know, energetic person to play the role as the Doctor. I mean, back in the classic series, it was much more diverse. We had, you know, the first and second Doctors, which were more of a fatherly well, even the third Doctor to a sense. Then after Tom Baker and Peter Davison, it started slowly gearing toward more of a younger person, and then it kind of goes back up again when we get to Sylvester McCoy. So, I mean, back then it was much more vibrant, but now that we're getting into the Revive series, it's very clear that the younger person is more of the person they're stealing toward, because of course Daniel Rigby, Misha Collins, those are more of a younger actors and everything, with Peter Capaldi being much older. He was also in Torchwood, Children of the Earth, which I didn't really remember that well, and then after I read his, like, I found out he was on Torchwood, I remembered his character, and I liked his character really, really well now that I think about it. Like, I was surprised, because I didn't really care much for Children of the Earth. You know, I just didn't like it. I like Torchwood, probably Miracle Day or Season 2 is probably my favorite seasons of Torchwood. I didn't care much for Season 3, though I think it's mostly just because of the reason it was only like 5 episodes. So I was really surprised that when I found out he was in Torchwood and I read which character he played, it like immediately popped into my head, oh, he was that guy. And I was surprised that happened, because I really didn't care much for the characters in Children of the Earth. I didn't really think I would remember much of anybody, and I did. So at least he has like some sort of, you know, he's a good actor to the sense that I would remember him, and I'm not really good with actors that are just in the background, which I don't think he was considered really a main character in Children of the Earth, but he was a prominent side character, and he did show up quite, I think, at least in probably every episode. So, yeah, good for him. He was also in a movie in 2009 called In the Loop, which he was nominated for a bunch of awards in, so I heard, like, this was the first person I read about, like, he was maybe, like, there was a list, and he was pushed to the top of the list, so that might indicate he might be the next Doctor. I don't know much about Daniel Rigby or Misha Collins. Peter Capaldi, I'll go with him for my personal select, because I could, now that I actually have, you know, I've rewatched some of the scenes he was in, and I'm just thinking, you know what, I could live with him being the next Doctor, because it's, of course, you don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, if someone came up to me, like, I didn't watch Doctor Who at this point, but if someone came up to me and said, hey, yeah, you know who's going to be the 10th Doctor? It's going to be that guy who played Barty Crouch Jr. from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I'll be like, okay, can't really see that, because David's a very, very dark character in that movie, borderline psychotic, but you see how it worked. You know, it's amazing, like, that's what being an actor's all about. So, I'll be making another video later today after the reveal, so, who do you think is going to be the 12th Doctor? Who do you want to be the 12th Doctor? Or are you just still terribly sad that Matt is leaving? Honestly, I think he picked the right time to do it. You know, I was talking to a friend about this the other day who came in the store, and I was talking to her about it. I was like, you know what, Matt's leaving, it's kind of sad. I'm like, well, you know, he lasted about as long as David did. You know, David was from series 2 to 4, Matt from 5 to 7, and yeah, David had the specials and everything, but you know, we still got the 50th with him and David. That's going to be epic in every sense of the word, and in some words that I haven't been invented yet. And we got the Christmas special to look forward to, and how his regeneration is going to be handled. I'm interested in that because, you know, we only have 2 regenerations to go off of in the Revive series. We have Chris's, which was much more not as drawn out as much. It was much more just like he just goes out with a smile, and I like that. And then we had the exact opposite of that with David, which was very drawn out, very emotional, very impactful, and then he finally regenerates into Matt. So I'm curious how Matt's going to do it. I hope they do it in a way more similar to Chris's, because like I said, Matt's character is more geared toward, you know, just fun, like out with a smile sort of thing. So, okay, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. 12th Doctor revealed. This is going to be a crazy day, I'm sure. See ya.